right, everybody. Here we go. Gonna give people a minute to get in here. I'm almost done. Hey, Cody Bennett. Let me just put this somewhere. I'm gonna put this on Twitter very quickly. Streaming now. Here. Great. And I'm also going to put it on... No, that's it. Of course I have the Blue Monster, but it's almost done because I had it with my dinner. Interesting. This is not interesting at all. The watch count is pretty delayed. I'm out of Monster. So there's a couple of things I wanted to... And I'm out of water. It's better. It doesn't matter one way or another if you watch on YouTube or iTunes, but I very, very much appreciate the question. Did that tweet go out? Let me just double check. This is the fun stuff at the beginning of the live stream that is completely of interest to no one. Okay, there it goes. Couple of things I wanted to talk about. By the way, my shingles are almost done. And all I've left with is this lovely chest congestion. But thankfully, I got to go to the gym yesterday, and I got a squatting lesson. And I thought I was going to be an invalid today, but thankfully, I was able to walk moderately well, so that is good. Thanks for the super chat, Sam. I didn't know you could super chat before the chat goes live. So I didn't really have that much on my plate. I hope you guys have been watching Nightshade this week. Tonight's episode is going to be pretty disturbing and by far the least funny of the four. I had a lot of fun doing all the episodes when we taped them last week, especially the Night Rage episode, as you can imagine, me being very full of rage and hatred. I wanted to thank you all for those crazy pants. I've got them. They're right here. I'm going to pop them up here. So, here they are. In all their hammocky glory. Yeah, so as you can see, they curve. I put up the photos on my Instagram. And you can see how they bunch up. They're really cool, and Capital is a great brand, and thank you guys for not having me. Low Carb Monster for life, yes. For not having to wonder if I should spend $200 on those jeans. I did spend it, and I don't no regrets. And I have to retire a pair. And they fit very, very well. I mean, the pictures on my Instagram of them from every angle. Something else I want to talk about. So coming up, I want to give you a preview of what's going on with the show. I'm going to fix the camera. We've got, let me see, on Tuesday, we have Shane O'Mara, I believe is his name. Yeah, Shane O'Mara. He's from Ireland. And Shane wrote a book about how to fix cameras correctly. He wrote a book about how torture doesn't work. He's a neuroscientist. So it's about the how it doesn't work on a mental brain level, which I can't wait to talk to him about because there's so many people arguing past each other on this issue. And then the week after that, we have David Petruzza, who I'm going to talk about in a second. And then the guys behind the film The Creepy Line about Google and Facebook and all the chicanery that they engage in. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to talk to you about... by the way, I hope you all enjoyed the episode with Rucka Ali this week. Because Rucka, on You're Welcome, Rucka was the one who told me, he's a very, very smart guy. You don't get a million... Well, that's not true. I was going to say you don't get a million YouTube subscribers by being an idiot, but that's clearly a lie and absurd. But he was the one who said I should be doing live streams. And he was very much encouraging me to do this a year ago. So you can either thank him for this or blame him for this. for this Mishugas that we're doing here. So I want to talk about David's book. So it's out now, I think, or it's going to be out imminently. TR's Last War. He's done a bunch of books. 1920, 1948, 1960. They're all really, really excellent. This is the new one. What's funny about this book is when I got it, and I put this on my Instagram as well, I flip it over and I'm on the back cover blurbing it. I don't know if you can see right there. And I'll tell him this when he's on the show. It says, an amazing political historian. And I'm just like, first I was pissed that they didn't ask me. And then I'm like, well, if they had asked me, I would have written something better than just that he's amazing. Had they take out, okay. We call it football here, Megan. We call it football. So that was kind of fun. So the great thing about this book, which I like, this is going to be a little bit of Michael Malice's book club, is what David does with his books is he gets all the shit talking. So we all think that like Trump invented political shit talking. He goes back through like the history books and finds all the shit talking that all these politicians had against each other. So you have like Teddy Roosevelt and Wilson and Taft and Warren Harding, like just saying the nastiest things. Because the thing is, when they said these things, they weren't over the phone; they were in letters. So a lot of it's preserved. And I'm just gonna flip through here, and it was you're just reading this, and it's really, really, really funny. And let me see, that's not that interesting. And I just marked them off in the back. I can't wait to ask him about it when he is on the show. The one funny thing that I really, really liked was when FDR was talking about his having kids, right? Is this the one? Bear with me for a second. Can you get Shiva Ayanduri on your welcome? I don't know who that is. Can you explain who that is? Is that a name I should know? I gotta find this quote. It is absolutely hilarious. Because it's Teddy Roosevelt talking about sissies. God damn it. Okay, I'll find it for... Let me just look one more thing. No, that's not it. Well, this is enthralling, isn't it? At least you can look at my head. Okay, one last chance. Well, anyway, what it was is Teddy Roosevelt had this whole thing about how he hates people who are mollycoddles. And there's all this old-timey verbiage that he has in the book. And you're like, okay, you're trying to figure out what it is. And then fucking... At one point, the journalist asked Teddy Roosevelt, what's a mollycoddle? And he had to explain it. So it's absolutely hilarious that, you know, we think it's old, you know, these are old-timey words and they all knew it then. And even back then, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, old man? So I mean, and he comes off, Roosevelt, really like, oh, here we go. So there was Teddy Roosevelt Day in San Francisco. And he stopped in Portland and talked to some Spanish-American war veterans, right? And he goes, it does me a lot of good to see some real men when mollycoddles seem to be so much to the fore. The only human being that I think as little of as I do of a mollycoddle is a crook. To my mind, there's no one so degraded as a crook, and a mollycoddle is little better than a crook. And then they asked him, they go, what's a mollycoddle? And he goes, nothing but a grown-up sissy of either sex. So I thought that was hilarious. Was Andrew Johnson one of the worst presidents? I don't think that's in dispute. I mean, isn't that pretty much a given by everyone that he's regarded thing? So yeah, I really love that book. Right now, I'm reading Charles Murray's one of his books was from 1988. You know, about how to make government effective, and I am hating it. It's really, really not fun. What else did I want to talk about? It sucks. It sucks still being a little bit sick. I hate it. I hate not having water to drink while I run my big fat mouth. It also sucks having downtime. I really want to... Oh, there's a Trump rally. I really want to be back at so-called work and doing Nightshade, which is so much fun. But should I start flipping through dear reader, and pointing out cool things in there, because that is the shingles I have. That might be a fun thing for you. Talked about freedom of association in an anarchist society. What does this mean, and how is this not the case now? Oh, that's an easy one. You can't fire people for certain reasons. That's the big one. You can't discriminate against someone if you're a landlord. I am an American citizen, and therefore I'm associated with every other American as a function of the government. These are all ways freedom of association are not allowed. So yeah, those are some big, I mean, just obvious examples. Anytime the government is trying to tell you, divorce laws is another one that they're harder than they need to be. Anytime the government is telling you you have to be in a relationship with this person of any kind, it's like that's a violation of freedom of association. And the idea that if you don't want to talk to someone or work with them, that you owe anyone a legal explanation, is also a violation of freedom of association. Um, so yeah, that's a very basic, and I mean that's been violated many times. I mean, here's another one: unions. With you have the closed shop, which when it's backed up by law as opposed to backed up by contracts. So that's another big example. What can I talk about? Let me talk about. Should I go? I want to go through this and see if there's some. Oh, should I do some more reading from the book? That might be a bit of fun. That was fun last time because I'm. So here's the schedule with the book. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. So I'm going to have the copy edits back by September 10th, which is very, very soon, and I'll have to turn those around in 2 weeks. So copy edits is pretty much the last step. That means that the editor has signed off, and I just got a message from Jenna Lee, formerly of Fox, about which clothes I should get. And that it's pretty much a go, which, I mean, I'm saying this is probably the most radical book. It sounds like I'm being self-promoting here, but I think everyone at this point knows my views are not exactly mainstream. This might be one of the most radical books St. Martin's ever publishes. I mean, the fact that I got this through, and let me just I'll pull it open and think some quotes. It'll just be absolutely a minor miracle. I mean, I shouldn't be, kind of, what's that saying? Can you do a live stream about writing sometime? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. It'll be published in May, apparently. God forbid they tell me when my book's going to be published. I think it's on Amazon already. But yeah, I have an extreme worldview, and yet to have where that's presented is pretty monumental, in my opinion. I'm surprised. So let's get the book open. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know what I should read from it, though. It's so good and so long. The publisher is St. Martin's. Let me see. Should I just pick something? Is there some word I should search for? I don't know what to read from. I mean, in Microsoft Word, it is, let's see how many pages. All of it. It is, how many okay, Control N. It's 286 pages in Word. There's a chapter on Jim Goad, yeah. All my dark humor got through. I mean, all of it. So I don't. What can I talk about? I forgot I talked about Lindy Weston here in a quote from Roosh. Let's see, firearms. Yeah, I talk about Cody Wilson at the end. Give me some I don't Nick Land is on the book. Give me something to pick from, and I'll be glad to deliver. I don't know what to read from. Page 69. Okay, let's do that. Let's do page 69. Page 69. What's page 69? Did you see Gavin McIngus writing tweets on notes and having CR post them as pictures? Oh my god, that is hilarious. Gavin's amazing. That chapter on him is really, really good. Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat. Okay. Should I read it? Okay. 286 pages in the Word document, so it's 87,000. It's 87,800 words. So I want to get it to exactly 88,000 words, obviously. So, okay, I'll just read you a couple of paragraphs here. On September 12th, 2016, an anonymous HillaryClinton.com staffer took it upon herself to explain some of the iconography of the new right. Let me get this straight, the page asked. Trump's presidential campaign is posting memes associated with white supremacy online? Yes. To make it perfectly clear, that cartoon frog is more sinister than you might realize. Given that cartoon frogs are decidedly unsinister, this is not a very bold assertion to make. Describing Pepe the cartoon frog as associated with white supremacy is akin to describing the Stars and Stripes as associated with flag burning. It is technically correct, factually true, and utterly clueless. Andrew Stroline, European media director of Human Rights Watch, later reacted in horror to an official Russian government account tweeting out Pepe's image. This is pretty much the modern equivalent of Russia raising a swastika flag over the Kremlin, he decreed. I would argue that even tweeting out a swastika wouldn't be the modern equivalent of raising a swastika flag over the Kremlin. Maybe, just maybe, the Russians hate the Nazis as much as we do, if not more. And maybe, just maybe, the Russians sacrificed far more to defeat Hitler than we ever did, despite the patriotic mythology that claims otherwise. While I can see why Mr. Stroheim would think that the Nazi siege of Leningrad is basically the equivalent of some collegiate anti-fascist hunger strike, I suspect that my former countrymen might remember it a bit differently. So this whole chapter is about iconography in the right wing. What's another page someone to pull from? Give me another number. Oh, I forgot. I got Holocaust jokes in here, crib death jokes. 11? Page 11? Okay, I'll do 11. It's on page 11. 11. One of the great accomplishments of Martin Luther King, and apologies for invoking him since it has become so banal, is that he managed to bring prejudiced people to his side. Attitudes in the South towards blacks and their place in society were changed by viewing well-dressed men and women attacked by dogs and blasted by fire hoses. The starry-eyed might claim that prejudice was thereby eliminated, and in many cases that was surely true, but a more modest view is that many people, still maintaining antipathy towards black Americans, found the visuals to be repellent. They didn't like King and his supporters, but they disliked what they saw even more. Such thinking that humans frequently have to choose between two bad choices is part and parcel of the right-wing view of humanity, and seems a far more realistic explanation of human behavior than the idea that prejudice is somehow totally or even largely expunged from a culture grounded in it, or can be. Or even, okay, I have to change that line. Give me another page to pull from. This is fun. Probably not. I don't know if it's fun for you, but it's fun for me. Because it's fun to reread it. 88. And why does everyone always say 88? Okay, we'll do 88. Page 88. This page intentionally left blank. Is there a back of the book summary prepared yet? No, there is not. Actually, I think there's a blurb on Amazon which was completely wrong, which started something like saying like in in 2015, a group of conservatives, and I'm like, oh my god, the conservatives are the villains in this book. Thank you for. Ooh, this is bad. I don't know. I can't read this. This is about racial argot or argot. I don't know how it's pronounced. There's no forward. Okay, I'll read a little bit. Whatever the technique, a counter strategy was developed, and gamers and trolls had fun doing it. Reality. Okay, this has to go with the previous paragraph. So this is the paragraph would really start. Um, Reality competition shows like Project Runway and Top Chef thrive on television. Rather than casting exhibitionistic lunatics like other series, the shows are populated by talented people being forced to be creative under artificial constraints. Make a dress out of things found in the supermarket. Cook a monkfish dish that children would enjoy. The interest comes in watching the designers and chefs navigate their skills. What's that? What's it say about Martin? Free Martin Shkreli. He said I'm not funny. So, the interest comes in watching the designers and chefs navigate their skills to meet these difficult, often arbitrary limitations. It's the same scenario when certain words are banned by a given social media platform. New funny euphemisms are developed. Because they are clever and original, they spread and have even more power than that which they are meant to replace. What can be done when a community, merely out of spite, starts to refer to African Americans as literally N-words? Is this less hurtful or hateful at all? And there's more darker stuff right after that. Okay, give me one more. I don't think I mentioned Martin Shkreli in the book. Let me see. No, I don't. The only Martins I mention are Trayvon and Martin Luther King. That actually was a challenge on Top Chef. Make a monkfish dish. It was season 1. You're not funny when compared to comedians. I'm not a comedian. We did 16 on already. Pay attention. 70. There's no 70s. Okay. Is Vox Day in the book? Oh yes. The whole book is from an NCAP perspective. Sam Hyde there's just a quote from him. That's it. Do I cover election night? I don't think I cover election night. No. I don't cover it per se. Maxine Waters. Yeah, I don't know who to dedicate the book to. I've thought about that, whether to have a dedication or not. I haven't done it. I think it's kind of weird. Who gets the most scrutiny? That's a great question. I would say the conservatives and the evangelical left get the most scrutiny. And the press gets a lot of scrutiny. I do cover crypto a little bit. I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with Larry Sharp. I don't get it. I don't know anything about him. I met him very, very briefly at, was it Students for Liberty? I think. Jonathan Haidt. There's a big piece on Jonathan Haidt in there. Correct. Dedicated to Bill Kristol. Oh, God. Dedicate. What are some of your favorite quotes that you put in your book that you can remember? Do I talk about anarchism in the book? The whole book's anarchism. Press dedicate to me, but dedicated. Yeah. Ha 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 to yourself. Oh, okay. I get it. Is it difficult living in Tom Wood's shadow? Sure. Well, Larry Sharp can't seem to sell his campaign to the masses. Dave Smith's in here. I think he's only here once, Dave Smith. Yeah, just once. The order to read the Rand books are Anthem, Fountainhead, and Atlas Shrugged. And you could put We the Living Anywhere. Thoughts on episode 14? I had a great time. I would love to get Yaron Brook on the show. I told Rucka to say hi to Yaron from me. Yaron is on like page 1. Let me let me tell you where he isn't here. I don't know if he knows who I am. It's on page the first sentence of chapter 2 is Yaron Brook. or the second sentence. So I would love to get him on. Um, I think it would be great. I've heard him speak a few times. I think he's a great speaker. I respect him a lot. Yeah. So the whole rapprochement behind Fee and Ayn Rand Institute is the beginning of chapter 2, which was originally a first chapter. Then the editor correctly suggested taking an anecdote from later in the book and making that the first chapter, which I have done. Um, I was thinking about what other funny ways to describe Dave Smith. Right now, it's moderate libertarian. It could be uh, a neocon libertarian, or I think moderate is so. Yaron is there's a whole drag queen section. Yes. Uh, Yaron Brook has a lisp, but he's also Israeli. Um, I'm blanking on. How's second Tom Woods make me feel? Shame, Rose. I feel shame. I talk about the history of the new right. I use Microsoft Word on that. Um, Ben Shapiro, I don't think is in here. He might be in regards to Milo. Wait, no, he's in here 10 times. Yeah. Oh, there's the whole thing about Shapiro versus Vox Day is in here. I forgot about that. Um, I did not mention the Niskanen Center. Good lord. Um, I'm almost positive is not in here. Yeah, Crowder's not in here. Um, yeah. I don't know what Yaron's position is on guns. Um, Michael, go on, come town. It's funny. Why is it deleted? Hold on. That's weird. That's okay. Well, I don't. People a lot of times tell me, "Hey, when are you gonna go on this show or that show?" It's like I don't have that ability. It's like, I mean, if someone's invited on me, well, if Yaron Brook, I would love to have Bronze Age Pervert on my show. If Yaron Brook is ambivalent about guns, it's because he's copying Rand when Rand said, guns aren't going to be the answer. So, does the left and right have their own reasons for hating Jewish people, or is it merely the masses trying to find scapegoats in both cases? I think they both do have reasons, and I think it's a very complicated issue. And this is a very, very thousands-year story, and I think it both flows from their premises. When did Shkreli diss you? Google Shiva Scott Adams. Shkreli dissed me. This is when he was on Twitter. Okay. Okay. So who? I mean, can someone just tell me who this person is? Oh, that guy. Oh yeah. Only a real Indian can beat the fake Indian Elizabeth Warren. I know who he is. Yeah. Okay. So there's a book Camille Paglia recommended very heavily called "The Satanization of the Jews." I think. I don't find this to be such. Is Bronze Age Pervert in the book? No. No, wait. I may be a liar. Hold on. No, but he's alluded to. So yeah. I don't know what the YouTube skeptics are. So they're not in the book. It's funny this is not a comprehensive book. They wanted it first person. So this is from my perspective and people who I encountered during my time in this scene. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, how did you not mention?" Like I think Jordan Peterson's mentioned once. It's like, well, he's not he really wasn't on my radar screen in this. He's mentioned twice, and he's not in any way as radical as some of the people that. If I'm coming at it from a Rand Rothbard perspective, Jordan Peterson is obviously going to be far more moderate and mainstream. Than the basis of the book. So yeah, I don't really go into. I haven't read his book. I am not familiar with his thought at all. Camille Paglia, her books are all hit or miss. So start with the two from the 90s, which are Vamps and Tramps and Sex, Art, and American Culture, but they're all compilations, and half it's like very dated. Her interviews are the best. I mean, she's my ultimate get, and I'm sure I can get her at some point. Peterson isn't of the right. Well, he is. He cannot call any, or he's in the right in the sense that he's in this culture. He's a very effective person at fighting progressive hegemony. So, do I know the demographics of my readers? I don't. Cody Wilson can walk on water, as far as I'm concerned. Is Hoppus physically removed verb or adjective? I don't understand the question per se. Sexual persona is very very dense and not hard. It's very hard to read. I would say it's physical removal is the. I don't know. I don't really know how to make. Does he mean remove people as opposed to what? Like, of course that means remove people. I don't understand what the alternative question would be. When are you gonna call out Luis J. Gomez? I don't call out my friends. Camille was on the show already. He was like my fourth or fifth guest on You're Welcome. Oh, it just froze. Dang it. Okay, I think I'm back. Am I back? See? No? No, am I frozen? Let me see. Am I frozen? Nope, I'm not frozen. Okay, we're back. Tommy Robinson, I would love to have him on. The one I would really want to have is Count Dankula. That's who I really want to have. He'd be very exciting to have. People like that are really video output low. Okay, let me close this this thing, and let me close. Yeah, okay. Sargon, I would love to have him on also. He's I don't know that much about him, but he'd be great. I can have both. You know, there's room for Jim Go. There's a whole chapter in the book. He's a good buddy of mine. Do you consider yourself left or right wing? Yes. Let me read one more. Who do I have to? How do I get in touch with Sargon then? I mean, I'll do that in a second. If anyone out there knows him, just get me in touch with him. That seems like a complete no-brainer. I don't like asking people who are like, if I'm gonna ask Rucka for an ask, it's gonna be someone else, not Sargon, who I think is like 1 degree a separation away from me, like 1,000 different ways. Yeah. Wait, what was that show that everyone was telling me to go on like 6 months ago where they were debate Internet Blood Sports? Is that still a thing? Because everyone's like Internet Blood Sports, Internet Blood Sports, Internet Blood Sports. Know your meme. I don't know if that's still a thing. Oh, Mr. Meteker. I didn't realize that was him. Okay. I'm old. I don't know half of this stuff. I won't. I'm just. I'm. My interview with Tom Selleck. Oh my God, how good was that John Stossel interview? I love it so much, and he's just the best. Yeah. What else can I tell you guys about? Talk to the Minotaur. I don't know what that means. What about Jim? I don't. What are you saying? Yeah, I showed the pets at the beginning of this. I have had Cody Wilson just a couple weeks ago. Thad has not reached out for a third episode. Oh God, he was so funny. He was so funny, like Stossel, and he didn't need to be there. So both Sargon and Dank are very approachable. Dank on Twitter. Okay, I'll get Dank on in a second. Sargon on Facebook. Let me write this down. Wait, Alex Jones was reinstated? Really? Wait, hold on. I did not see that. Jones reinstated. Huh. Holy shit. What? That is amazing. How did I not see that? I don't know how I didn't see that. That is crazy. Wow. Okay, I'm shocked. I did see the video of Alex Jones with do you ever watch Barry on HBO? I don't. I did see the video of Alex with um the tranny porn. Um yeah. What is Destiny? I don't know what that is. How is this not bigger news that they changed one of their perspectives? Well, thank you, Jonathan. That's very nice. I do my best. By my lonesome. Alex Jones reinstated. Wow. I like how CNN's announcing it, and all of a sudden they're not fake news. It says YouTube right here. That is amazing. I'm writing down Sargon and Dankula. Huh. I am ecstatic. Is it a troll? Okay. I mean, I retweeted his tweet saying that, so I don't know if that's true or not. Um, I'm gonna. Owen's been on. Owen has an open invitation to be on whenever he wants. I've been on his show as well. I mean, we're pretty close. We don't talk that much, but it's annoying because he's not on the sites I use. But yeah. Whew. Well, thank you, Nikki. If I ever do a live stream where I live stream me tweeting and show the screen, I'm just gonna tell you ahead of times. Oh, I see. Alex shows mocking CNN. Clever. That's very clever. Cody Wilson and I did get along. If I ever do a live stream where I'm showing my Twitter screen, I promise you I will have one tab open to that tentacle porn that Kurt Eichenwald was looking at, and then someone's gonna catch it and be like, "Oh my god!" So just I'm giving you the heads up. Watch a Destiny debate to see alt-right blasted the fuck out. Okay, I mean I don't. You could see that on the daily. Owen and I don't see how Joe the Thumb Rogan. How's he the thumb? I don't. Is that a joke? I don't understand that at all. I should probably untweet that then if it's a joke. Oop! I untweeted something else. Okay. Is there anyone you wouldn't have on your welcome? Lots of people. Yeah. See, when people say you should go on a certain podcast, like I mean, they can ask me just pretty easily. Would you sell your beloved pet for $100,000? I don't really have a pet. I think with the Owen stuff. Okay, let's talk about this. I haven't really heard a lot of. Will you rebrand as Fortnite Shade for that youth dem? No. Owen was calling Rogan out? Yo. It's both. It's both blown and blasted the fuck out. I'm gonna goggle it right now. My friend runs Know Your Meme, so don't even. Huh. Well, I'm wrong, and you're right. Looks like I don't know what I'm talking about. Wow. I feel you have successfully trolled me. But what the hell does vascular mean in relation to someone's attitude and demeanor? It is not a reference to their attitude demeanor. It means they're very veiny on their body. So if you're talking about my reference to Jared Taylor, like he had short sleeves on and you could see his veins all over his forearms. So this often happens when people are a little bit older. Cody, author of books you've read would be great. Arthur Herman's great. Victor, yeah, I would love Victor on. Did you see someone hacked New York City on Snapchat and enabled to Drewtropolis? I did, and in fact, I yelled at my friend because she was being upset, and I go, "Come on, I'm this close to being named the mayor on Foursquare." Now that is an old reference. Who's Lawrence Wright? All these suggestions. Oh, okay, this guy. Okay. Oh, okay. I know him. Yeah. Wait. So Owen was. Oh no, Owen did that song, and he mentioned me in that song. Unless you guys are saying he also threw out Rogan again after that. Um. I don't. Yeah. Okay. I don't like it when people like to say both sides are the same, because there are some, you can compare any two ideologies, um, but there's very big and profound differences between the alt right and progressivism and the far right and progressivism. What's an obscure Wikipedia article I should read about? Well, I don't know what your definition of obscure. Wait, so Owen. Oh wow. I know that he's pissed off at Theo Vaughn and Whitney. I didn't realize he hated Rogan now too. I did speak at the Mises University. Wow. Huh. Obscure. Okay, what's a good obscure? Um, you want it to be long, I'm guessing. Oh, I'll take one from Steve Saylor, who is from the alt right. Read about Richard Mentor Johnson, who is America's funniest vice president. It's very long and hilarious. Richard Mentor Johnson, ninth vice president. It's really fascinating. um, Tim Pool's great. My YouTube talk will never be on YouTube. My Mises talk will not be on YouTube. Um, I'm. Is there any way for us to hear your Compound content now that you're on gas? You have to subscribe to Compound. Um, huh. I've got nothing. So my water can is empty. My Monster can is empty. My Kool-Aid cup is empty. My cup does not runneth over. Um, I don't like calling people out. That I ever expect to talk to again. Because I could do it privately and be like, and it's a lot easier privately to be like, hey, you know what? When you said this, blah, blah, blah. And I think people are, including myself, are very receptive to that kind of stuff. I don't, huh. I'd have to, these beefs make me sad. It makes me sad, to be honest, when people I'm on good terms with go at each other publicly. And I don't think Joe Rogan is uh, uh, bad. I got the curved jeans there. I showed at the beginning of this episode. I'll show them again. Now that we've got all these people watching. So here. They're super soft. What shoe brands do you buy? I haven't bought shoes in a long time, but I've got a lot of them, and I don't have a brand that I particularly like. Are you ever going to be on the Gutfeld show? I've been on twice. He never. Oh, Rogan ghosted him. Ghost is a weird word. Um. Uh. I don't. I don't think Patreon. Okay. Wow. What would you recommend for a new gene collector? I mean, I'm gonna do a denim episode on You're Welcome. Uh, it's just what Levi has a lot of great stuff. Go to eBay, search for Levi's 501, and you're gonna have all sorts of cool things for cheap. These are jeans for Jews because they're shaped like parentheses. See, you hold them like this. Yeah. Um, I don't own it. I don't own any. Joe Salatin. I don't know him really. Um, Okay, I'm gonna get some water, and I'll be back in literally 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna go poison a well as the heritage of my people. All right, I'm back, more boring than ever. Did we just get a live chat that I missed? I promise you guys. Tickled your gooch. Do you think Talking Heads? What about them? Let me see what Talking Heads I have on my iTunes. I'll tell you. I only have their comp. Sand and the Vaseline. And I have was that 7 songs on my iTunes. What was your super chat, Noah? Let me go back up. I'm scrolling. What are your thoughts on Nozick? Nozick is the worst. Like, quite literally the worst person who can be regarded as a libertarian in terms of persuading people. And he only appeals to academics. He's horrible. I'm sure he's a nice person. I'm not saying he's a bad person. But he really appeals to the worst possible people. Can be viewed differently. Maybe I'll you know what? I'm going to have Owen on the show, and I'll break it down. Because now that I'm doing Skype stuff, I'll have him on and talk to him about this. Because Owen respects me. I respect him. We can get into it and have it be interesting and open. Academics look at Nozick as like the go-to guy to explain libertarianism. Yeah, let me get Owen on. Should I text him right now? Yeah, let me text him right now. I got a message from Kinsella. Hold on. I'll have him on the 25th. I'm a man of the people, baby. Let me get the calendar open. Is this what you guys want? I'm certainly gonna have to be fine with it. I think he's great. I would have him on the 25th. Okay, can I get you on my show on the 25th? Everyone is clamoring for it. We can do Skype. And it's not a paywall now. Okay, sent. All right. So what's the next? We got a live chat. Hold on, sorry. I'm missing a live chat. Puritanism. Oh yeah, Mencken is in the book. Love him. I got a couple of his he was the first one to translate Nietzsche into English. Hey Tim, thank you. I'm not gonna eat Owen's ass. See, that's the other thing. I don't understand what people mean by association. Like, if Owen goes on Molyneux's show, I go on Molyneux's show. Are Molyneux and I associated? Am I and Alex Jones associated? Am I associated with Tucker Carlson? I will talk to anybody about, especially about North Korea. So it's very uh, um, weird to me that people would be like, "Oh, you shouldn't associate with Molyneux." I guess because they both spoke at Night for Freedom, but so did I. Man, that Kool-Aid's good. Here, this is what I drink when I'm a Monster. I don't know what these quotes are. Um, yeah, all right. Affiliate is different. Who do you think last UK PM was incompetent as May was? I'm not that familiar. I would want to say, who's the guy? John Major. I don't have a difference in BTC and BCH. I'm sorry, I'm not that much on the spectrum. I want to say John Major, but he won an election, which was a miracle. So, I mean, it's going to go a lot. It's probably going to be the one who was right before Thatcher. It would have to be the one. Um, is it possible to put the chat on the screen for the Roku fans watching? Oh, and just replied. Yeah. All right. My nig. You are on the calendar 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Can we go this week? Promoting a tour. I just did the show already. Okay. August 25th. Let me put him on the calendar. September 25th, excuse me. Owen. 9/25th is first avail. Okay. You happy, people? Would you hate fuck a tanky? Yeah, but I mean, I'd fuck a tanky. I think I could. I mean, the idea, like, there's several ways it would be fun. Of course, that's a very very easy questions. Brett Easton Ellis is great. Matteo Salvini I talk about a lot on Nightshade, a lot. Um, are you worried your live stream chats will become toxic internet trash? That ship has sailed. Is my face looking fat? It's looking a little fat. Okay. Man, I hope Owen doesn't yell at me. I don't think he will. All right. So, we're coming up on an hour. Wow. And I had nothing to talk about at all. Wait, what was going on in the news that I really wanted to talk about? Oh, God, all my John McCain jokes. Oh, I had so many, and I didn't drop any of them because I am acquaintances with Megan. I didn't want her to see we follow each other. The two big ones I had were, well, I don't want people tweeting at her with them. So, address white genocide argument point of view in your book. Oh, I sure do. Let me see if yeah, absolutely. That's a big theme, a big idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um. Oh, I. Who do you prefer between Reese Mogg and Farage? I don't know that much. I like them both. I'm not in a position to. Um. I don't know who Pinochet is. Um. Do I want to say these? Muhammad Atta was a better pilot than John McCain. How do you not remember what's in your book? Well, the book was handed in June, and I didn't remember if I, yeah, so it's really kind of, you don't remember what you put in, what you don't put in. It's not that, it's, the way I write, and this is actually going to be of interest. The way I write is, and this is a dorky metaphor or analogy, but it really, oh my God, you idiots. You idiots are explaining to me who Pinochet is. This is almost as bad as the guy explaining to me who Hoppe is on Twitter. Good Lord. See, people make me sick. How I write is very similar to... Oh, episode 106. Thank you. I'm going to look that up before I have him on my show. Thank you very much. It's very helpful. If someone could tweet that link to me directly of Owen's show, episode 106. Oh my God, you people, I mean, good Lord. So, you don't know who Hoppe is. Here we go. In Dungeons & Dragons, how their magic users work, I think they call them wizards now, is the wizard studies from his spell book. He memorizes his spell, how to say it. When he casts the spell vanishes from his memory, and then he has to read it again, right? So when I write, I completely forget what's in the book because it's expunged from the brain. So, yeah. I don't remember everything that's in the book. I don't really know how Magic the Gathering is played. I'd like Pinochet. Oh, thank you. That's interesting to know. So yeah, did you ever figure out who Sam Hyde is? Never heard of him. Good times. So that's, will you read your own book? Yeah, I'm gonna do the audiobook if we do an audiobook. I have a pop screen. Is it really that bad? I just hate it because it's so bulky in this thing, but I definitely have one. Yeah, I'll get Pinochet on. You're welcome. Why did McCain run with Palin? She helped him a lot in the beginning, and she was at the time the most popular governor in America. And this was like newsworthy. When she came out at first, everyone thought she was the bee's knees, including the left. And then very quickly it turned on her after that Katie Couric hit piece on her, or interview rather. Who's Sam Hyde? I've never heard of who. I mean, you mentioning all these people I've never heard of. Hopi? Sam Hyde? Yeah, so people are throwing out these names that I've never heard of. McCain? Who are these people? Good Lord. They're all vascular. Do a live stream of you cleaning your room. That's enthralling. Yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat. Hans Herman Hyde. Have you heard of Tom Woods? Yeah. Oh my God. Did Sargon lose a debate to Richard Spencer? Who's John Ward? I don't know who that is. Kurt Schlichter will be on. You're welcome. I will tell you what day he will be on. I can't wait to meet him. We've never met. Huh. I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see this, because I know I have him in here. Hold on. Thank you for reminding me, Kurt Schlichter. October 2nd. So let me put that on the calendar with a question mark. Thank you for the reminder. Kurt Schlichter, question mark? Yeah, we were DMing. Lewis was on. You're welcome already. Who's this Camille Paglia? I don't understand. There's actually one funny moment I remember about Sarah Palin during the debate where she kept calling him in rehearsal Joe Biden. Like when your mind does that, sometimes it does that. So that's why when she actually came out for the vice presidential debate, she said, "Can I call you Joe?" And she kept calling him Joe, so she wouldn't be calling him Joe Biden like an idiot. Um, you and Kurt seem like Kurt and I have never met. I've only spoken to him once when he was on Nightshade. Would you support 0% tax government? I don't know what that means. Um, I don't know what that means by 0% tax government. I'm against the government. I'm against uh, thank you, Uruguay. Really? That's it. I'm gonna have Polly on when we have a good video hookup. I'm gonna have to go to Philly for her. So, wait, why do I know that name? Oh, Nick Mullen. Okay, I know him. He was on. I saw him perform before Legion of Skanks, I think, or not, or somebody else. He's protected his tweets. That's interesting. I don't know what Cumtown is. John Nolte, I've never. He doesn't follow me, that fucker. I really like him. Um, the problem is Bill Crystal unfollowed me. Thank God. Um, so I don't feel weird about tweeting back at him. In Ancapistan, security bill is less than it is here. Yeah, the North Korea stuff I'm a little discouraged about at the moment. I mean, I can't really get into. Is there a thing in Uruguay? I don't. Yeah. All I know is about Nietzsche's sister having that Aryan colony in Uruguay. What people can't seem to understand is just because I'm Jewish does not mean I'm particularly interested in Israel. I'm much more interested right now in Europe. I can't name any political parties in Israel. I can name everyone in Iceland. And I'm much more concerned with the Yazidi people than I am with the Jews in Israel, by far. Um, Thanks, Cyprian. And the other, yeah, so it's just very, it's not weird, but it's just like, yeah, I can't get, I don't, so is Cumtown, uh, is Cumtown, I thought it's not about sex. I thought it was a sex show from the name. Yazidi, Yazidi. They're this like really. I've never been to Iceland. They're this really kind of small population. It's this very old religion. They call them devil worshippers because they have this, uh, um, uh, whatever. They have an interesting theology, and they were very much under attack by ISIS. And oh God, I would love to have Pat Buchanan on. I talk about him a lot in the book. I'm not Jewish. Okay. Can you explain why Jewish people are so smart? Maybe everyone else is so dumb. So yeah. I don't have an opinion on Kurds. I don't really know one way or another. Okay. What do you think dogs would look like if breeders stopped breeding for specific traits? Like mutts, right? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Vox Day would not. I asked him to interview him for the book, and he never replied. But he's in the book throughout. Um, yeah. I don't think they would look like wolves. It depends where the dogs would live. I I guess that's really all I kind of have to say. There's 300 people watching. I don't know anything about Kirchnerism. I don't know anything about the Pope. The Yazidis are not Abrahamic, I don't think. Yeah, Neon Taster's not out yet. Um, I don't know anything about. What do you like to do in Philly? I do like Philly a lot. Um, it's a great place to walk around. The museum I have to hit back, the Philly Museum of the Arts, is superb. I haven't gone through it. Um, I just like the atmosphere. I don't like karaoke at all. Um, yeah. Have you ever been to Florida? Yeah, I've been to Tom's house a couple of times, and then I spoke at this Council for Relations things. Is pre-stored in the balls? What is your opinion? If you mean pre-cum, I don't know. I don't think it's easily to figure out or to look it up. Rucka is an asshat. I like Rucka. Best book on anarchism. Now you have $3. I will tell you, Anarchy and the Law by Ed Stringham. Loved it. Loved it. Um, it's well known that Tom lives in Florida, or exists in Florida, rather, if you call it living. I do think it's a funny question. Yeah, I didn't realize the Rucka interview. Let's talk about the Rucka interview a little bit. I didn't realize it was gonna be all Ayn Rand. I really was interested in his, using humor, being edgy, controversial, using stereotypes, and the whole YouTube scene, which is very foreign to me, and the fact that he kept kind of holding his ground on the Rand stuff, and by the time I knew it, it was 45 minutes into the show, and I'm like, oh wow, so we might as well stick with Rand through the end. Do I have is there something Rand I want to show you guys? I'll have to dig out her copy of The Fountainhead, which I have. Oh fuck, how did I never tell you? I have a movie script that what's her name, one of Rand's associates wrote, and Rand copy edited it with notes, and I have it. Fuck, what was her name? It was a couple who were in the collective. It's not Edith Ephron. It's not Joan Kennedy Taylor. Yeah. Shit, I gotta bust that out. That'll be really fun to show and go through. What was her name? Let me look this up. This is interesting. Members, Ayn Rand Collective. The Ayn Rand cult. Joan Mitchell. I think it's Joan Mitchell, who was formerly, or it's Elaine Kelb. It was who was formerly married to Alan Blumenthal. No, it might be Kay Nolte Smith. One of those two. I have her script that was never produced that Rand edited. I also have an autographed Isabel Patterson book and an autographed Rose Wilder Lane book. Yeah, I got to do that. That would be really a cool live stream. 100% I'll do that at some point. I think people are more active on this stuff on the weekends, though. It looks like, because it's like, oh, if nothing to do, I'll watch some stupid live stream. That's a great idea. I totally forgot I had that. I also have one of the first copies of Atlas Shrugged translated into Russian, which I got from my great-grandmother, which she didn't want to read. How do pre-Malice GDN subs get in private group? The instructions are on my Patreon. It can't be clearer. I was an anarchist, but not now. However, I'm more educated. How did you end up with Ayn Rand's copy of Atlas Shrugged? I have her copy of the first printing of The Fountainhead. I got it from her estate for my 21st birthday. If you had the opportunity to ask Ayn Rand a question, what would it be? I would be, what do you like best about me? Duh. My favorite character in Atlas Shrugged is actually Lillian. Do you vote? Come on. I wrote an essay about why I don't vote. My ears are low for a Jew. Do you think that means anything? Sure. Okay, so Owen's on for the 25th. So I think I'm booked. Most bullshit college major. I'm going to go with something that's not, that actually people major in. It might be women. Is it women's studies? It might be women's studies. What were the other choices? There would be like African American studies has a lot of validity. You can get a job with like queer studies because those are more fringe, right? So there's like a low supply and decent demand. Gender studies might be it. I can't think of anything else. And I imagine you need to take education major to be a teacher. Acting is very useful as a major, my understanding, to break into acting. Um, it's not, yeah. Was Ein involved? Ein was not involved. Uh, Communications, yeah, but that's something that's not gonna. Yeah, I feel like you can do stuff with that. Dear Tweeter, oh, that's such a good idea. That is such a good idea. Huh. You drinking that Jonestown juice? Well, no, it is. I do have a Jonestown pin that no one registered. Who's Ayn Rand? Oh, you mean that vampire novelist? Um, I do have a Jonestown pin. It's the Kool-Aid Man with Jim Jones's face on it, and no one realizes that's what it is. So that's kind of fun. Have you ever trained with Matt Hughes? Yeah, Matt taught me how to work out. Not trained, like fighting. He also told me how to stand so it looks like I know that I know how to fight, which I think is a good bluff to have. Stop being a never Trumper. Get on the Trump train. Okay. Is there anyone you want to interview for the new book you couldn't get? I mean, I was surprised by how many people turned me down. I was shocked, to be honest. Jim Goad! Hey, Jim Goad. Jim Goad. Everyone say hi to Jim Goad. Everyone say hi to the man himself, Jim Goad. You want me to read from the Jim Goad chapter? Let's do that. Yes, Jim Goad chapter. Jim, here you are, buddy. I highly now I'm officially an anti-Semite. Oh, that's not true. You're a sweetheart. Let me see. Let me see what's good in this Jim Goad chapter. Okay, this is one. Here, Jim. This is great. This is when we had dinner together. In true Goat fashion, he'd recently gotten a titanium plate implanted in his skull after a plum-sized tumor had been removed, but after the bone failed to heal correctly. As a consequence, Goat had to wear one of those big faux fur hats so beloved in my motherland. The two of us met at the meatball shop in Williamsburg. The menu there is mildly counterintuitive. You have to choose what kind of meatball you want, which sauce, and how you want them served, i.e. as sliders or in a bowl. It took seconds for Goad to begin eviscerating the waitress as she explained the process. You know, he said calmly but scarily, you don't have to talk to me like I'm in kindergarten. I'm not? Yeah, you are. I know how to read. So he was like that, at least sometimes. So that's the intro to the Jim chapter. And I'll read the quote which introduces this. Let me see if there's more from Goat here. Oh, here's one. As most on the left are... I missed it. Jim Goad said in the chat. That chat. What chat? Oh, I have to call him back. I will call him back. As most on the left are painfully aware in other circumstances, a lack of respect in popular consciousness can lead to profoundly negative effects in real life. When a population is regarded as a joke or as something less than, their suffering becomes not a source of empathy, but a source of amusement or even contempt. I started losing faith in liberalism, Goad recalled, when I began noticing that every liberal who accused me of white privilege seemed to come from a more privileged socioeconomic background than I did. I got sick of their middle-class hypocrisy that shed tears for the black struggle while laughing at my white trash roots. If indigenous Amazonian tribes were subjected to acid rain, the liberals were emotionally devastated. But if a trailer park full of white trash across town all got cancer because they lived atop a toxic dump, it was a joke. Well, Michael, thank you very much. 88 to you, too. And I have seen Miles' character. Gavin did a video with that character, and he talked about me at some point in a positive way. Thoughts on Seinfeld? I have an autographed Seinfeld script collection, which no one cares to see. Here's the Kurt stuff. Man, we've had a lot of guest stars on these live streams. We've had Jeb Dice, Tom Woods, Jim. Yeah. Jim talked about your beef with Puritanism recently. Sure. I come from the Thaddeus Russell school of. I think that the Puritans are the devil, and that so much of contemporary evangelical leftism is a function of directly descended from the Puritans, and it's a very straight line. And you did not return my call. I promise I will call I'm going to text him right now. I will call tomorrow. I have shingles. I swear on all my usury that I will call tomorrow. Okay. Jim's great. We're all guest stars. No. You're extras. Come on. Anti-Puritanism. Oh, you're right there. I am. I absolutely think that the Puritans are the... I can't believe you, of all people, don't. I'm going to... You know what? Let's do a show and tell with Answer Me. I have a copy right here. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. So Answer Me, I talk a lot about in the book. I get along fine with Jim. It's not actual beef. So this is Jim's collection, Answer Me. I highly recommend it. I talk about in the book why this series of zines is so important. Let's show the 4 covers in here. The first one is... You can find it pretty easily online. Where's the first? So this is the first cover, which is okay. I have trucker fag. Okay. Then a zine, a Z-I-N-E. Oh, you kids today. Then issue 2, which has David Duke and Anton LaVey in it, is the suicide issue. Then issue 3 is the Hitler cover. And issue 4 is the rape issue. Oh, and the game's in here. The rape go. I didn't realize this was in here. So he also included the rape game. And there's cards to play. Man, he went all out with this. I had the original collection, which is only the first 3. Um, and that's the fourth cover. So you can get this now. I think it comes signed too. So I love how so the authors we have. I found a copy of Ego and Hubris, and I'm gonna sign it and sell it to whoever. Um, Waspophobia. It's not. If it's waspophobia, that means I'm secretly a wasp. I've done Facebook ads for my book. It didn't work. Um, the cost benefit was not there. Is 323 people too much or too few? Can you turn up your broadcasting volume? Sure. Nope, I can't. This is the highest. Let me check in on this. No, it's the highest. Sorry. This is as good as it gets. But the huge Puritans are the trad cats. That is not true. The Catholics were the ones who were all drinking, and the reason we had public education is that they wanted to have, maybe the trad cats you're distinguishing, they wanted to Christianize all the Scandinavian and German immigrants at the end of the 19th century. Because North Korea is different than alt-right on Facebook. Oh, I see what you're saying. For the new book. Okay, Noah, thank you. That's appreciated. The neo-Caths who are ex-alt-right. I'm talking about not the Catholics per se. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm talking about historically. Obviously, you're correct. Contemporary times. You get these sheep at the pyramid pen. I think it's funny. Yeah. So I talk about degeneracy a lot in the book, and how it's it's the same. It means the same thing as racism, as in that's that which I don't like. No. In the 19th century, they didn't regard the Catholics as Christians. Their whole point was they have to Christianize these people. So yeah. I'm just hoping that there's some kind of anti-pope, because that was so cool when they had that. They like dueling popes, and each one said they're the real pope. Like that was pretty fucking hilarious. Kumia's. What does the alt-right actually mean by degeneracy? Well, they actually mean like teaching kids to be gay and trans, and all sorts of attacks on the family, on the nuclear family, and kind of social cohesion in any sense. So yeah. Racism is degenerate. Yeah, Sarkon Dankula. My Jewish neighbor called the cops constantly. What can I do? I can't offer any particular advice. Let me get my list open of guests and put Sargon and Dankula on it. Fuck off, fake Jim. I don't think that's a fake Jim. Is it a fake Jim? That'd be pretty smart if it is, but I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. Huh. I don't think so, though. No, it's him. I know it's him. Smoking weed, right. Sadism, Satanism, or Satanism. How about the listening to... Yes, Jim. It's really Jim. I promise you it's Jim. Yes, that's really Jim. It's actually Gavin posing as Jim. The Jews had the real goats. What are you talking about? You should be so lucky as to be Jim Goad. Okay. Are you sure it's not business? Okay, you keep saying... I'm not debating Richard Spencer. I don't really know what we would debate about. It is red Kool-Aid, yes. Good evening. Are there two Jims on here right now? Okay, well, there's only one who's the real deal. The last time I talked to Richard Spencer was at Charlottesville. I texted him. I have not communicated with him one way or another since. I'm pretty sure there's no beef one way or another. I'm not big on... For me, a debate Has to be a debate where it's fun, like the Hamilton debate with Tom. As when people are like emotionally invested, it becomes not fun, and then it kind of then if you don't get it right, then you look like an asshole. Blah blah blah. Hamilton was not a hero. Okay, so you're getting high user on this channel. I'll put you in timeout. You're in timeout for 300 seconds. Yeah, you're not doing that to me. The sit down rules and Malice is a perfect guest. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what guys saying. Okay. I trolled David Duke once on Twitter about Coke versus Pepsi. Was something pretty funny. I'm completely blanking. The guy talks shit on Hamilton. We're not doing that here. It's not a situation. Is Tariq like a troll? Who is the best left wing at debates? I'm not big on. I haven't watched many debates per se. I'm an anarchist. What do you like so much about Hamilton, though? His entire life story and his worldview. Predictions. You all saw it. Malice closed the borders. Predictions on the upcoming Swedish election. I think they're going to underperform the Swedish Democrats. They're going to come in second. Because, what's his name? Geert Wilders underperformed in the Dutch elections. And so did Marine Le Pen. Would you go back to Joe Rogan? Yeah. Absolutely, I'd go back. I don't understand with Tariq why he keeps calling people suspected white supremacists. That's such a weird thing to call people. Best argument about anarchism. That it wouldn't collapse into a monopoly government. I think that's the best. Yeah, Tariq used to be something called the Mac, I think was one of his old things. He says it because it's legal. Says what? Because what's legal? I don't. Does Tariq have a base? I don't know what that is. Imagine. Okay. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Because then you can't get sued for whatever. Did you think that David Duke and Richard Spencer laugh it up at FBI office parties? I would be much more likely to think Spencer is a Fed than David Duke. David Duke, I read his book. I have a signed copy. I don't think he. I would much more likely put the money on Richard if I had to pick between the two of them. I don't think they're the same phenomenon at all. At all. So yeah. Okay. How does Owen do this for hours? Good lord. I would just. I don't know. I've been sick and I don't. Why would I debate? See, there's no winning for me to debate Molyneux on race and IQ. Like, what is the upside? I don't see the upside. Adderall, yeah. I don't see the upside of that at all. He's much more informed on the subject than I am. So, are you drinking blood? Am I a vampire? No, I'm a lich. I didn't say Hal Turner. I don't even know who that is. So, do you have your Twin Peaks suit in a special case? I won that auction. I never got the suit. It was on I had a reserve. Tell us about your. I've never had lizards. That's so weird. Pick up the musical recorder and play a kazoo. Do I have any instruments in the house? I must. God, I have every cell phone I've ever. Any word on Gavin? I have not. Have you seen Griffick's video on Geert Wilders? I have not. And I've never heard of Forum for Democracy either. So apologies for that. No, I understood. This was a long time ago. What people are asking about is I won the auction for the dwarf's suit from Twin Peaks. He was selling it. This was, I mean, it might have been 2000. You strike me as a Rush Limbaugh fan. I have both. I went to see his show when he had a TV show. I got both of his books signed. I'm surprised he never wrote another one. That's really shocking to me. He was very much moved the needle in many ways. Jim God, that's so funny. I don't. I have you seen? Was it too big for you? Yeah, that's pretty funny. Uh, do you see that kind of Melly? I don't understand the question, sorry. I'm sorry. So, God damn it. Heroes can't be short. I think Ulysses Grant was my height. I've not read Ender's Game. Um, hmm, what can I show you guys? I was rare fish. Yeah, I used to have a lot of rare fish. I'll show you one of them right here. Let me just get the URL. This is one of mine. It looked like a Pokemon. Pokemon. Here you go. Here, click on this. And then, let's try this. Hmm. I can't find the URLs. Well, that's that one. I'll do you. That's of a. Yeah, Jim's the best. Um. I mean, he was a leader. He wouldn't be on the 50 if he wasn't a hero, right? Am I right? I did see that dance. Yes. What is the best film about liberty that was also entertaining? I want to say uh it could be The Incredibles. You want the curvy pants? I'll give you the curvy pants. I mean, you guys did pay for them. Here, I'll fold them so now you can see kind of what they look like. Oh, I should have said the best show about liberty is Man in the High Castle. So the curvy pants, they're basically pants. I've shot many. I'll show you this. Shooting a gun. The first time I ever shot a gun, I shot through. This was a little 22, but I got the card, and I kept it. So that was pretty cool. That was in Arizona. I like that that was within ours reach. Tell us a crazy story about. It was tedious. It was a fundraiser for my curvy jeans, which you guys did pay for. Okay, tell us a story about Korea. Did I told the story about how my guy didn't know what a scorpion was, or what? Okay, I'll tell you the story about my getting my people suit, which I've told this story before, but it's pretty fun. Comrade Detective. Okay, that sounds interesting. So we were on the DMZ, and it's the balcony above in that building where it's not even a balcony. It's like it's the size of the whole building. Basically, it's like an outdoor terrace. It's the outdoor terrace above the stairs where Kim Jong Un came out, like that building. So we're on there, and we're taking pictures. And one of the guys on the tour was from Belgium, I believe. I'm 90% sure Belgium. He had one of those like accordion-looking cameras, but it wasn't actually accordion camera. It was digital, but it was pretty cool. So my guide's like, "What's up with that camera?" I'm like, I said, "Oh, you're such a hipster." And she's like, "What does that mean?" So I'm standing there, being like, "How the hell do I explain what a hipster is to a North Korean?" So I remember my friend Nichelle had a great definition of hipster because we were around at the beginning of this whole thing when the internet was coming up. And I said, "Oh, hipster is someone who likes anything that's old-fashioned," for the sake of being old-fashioned. She's like, oh, okay. And then there's a tailor inside the hotel on the ground floor behind the elevator. And that's where Shane Smith got his people suit when he visited North Korea. He was in the same hotel. And I wanted to get my people suit made, they filled those days with us. There's a lot of soy in North Korea. It's all tofu. I think there's a lot of tofu. So they filled those days with us. There's even a song of bean paste. Antique lovers don't like it when they like it looking classy. Hipsters like things that look old-fashioned, out of context. So you guys know what I mean. It has to be dropped from context. So I'm like, I have to go get my suit made. I have to get my suit made. She's like, yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. And I was like, I'm not fucking going to North Korea without getting a handmade North Korean suit. This is not happening. So she took me there. We got my measurements, and we took me there. And the woman running the thing starts showing me different fabrics, whatever. And then she's pointing out different suits, and I go, no. I don't want these Western suits. I want a suit like General Kim Il Sung had in the 40s. And my guy goes, oh, hipster. And this is like 2 days later. I'm like, shit. Yeah. So then, she measured it. I didn't realize they live in the hotel. It's a sweatshop, but I'm sure they get paid very well. And I got my people suit. You saw it in my Kickstarter video. It was great. And then I recently got the lapel pin from the movie The Interview. So it's like an official, looks just like the ones in North Korea. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. That was a fun North Korean story. Another one, this is the story of how I almost got in a fight in North Korea. I've never told this to anyone. I'm a fucking troll, as you all know. And when we went to this, and I was fucking with people the whole time on the trip, My Mr. Men books are not on the shelf. They're in the park. I have a room in my house that's like a park. So I was fucking with people the whole time. Everyone was being good-natured about it. And we go to one of the classrooms, and there's a little model city, whatever it was. And they go to one of the people on the tour, this dude, what's the most beautiful place in the world? And he goes, the mountains. And he was like a trader. He wasn't like some dumb, an educated person. And they go, no. And they laughed at him. And the answer, of course, was Pyongyang, right? And I was fucking making fun of him on the bus because it's like, how stupid do you have to be? You're in North Korea. There's a model of Pyongyang. They're asking what's the most beautiful place in the world. You're like, oh, the mountains? And he turned around and he was ready to hit me. Like blah, blah, blah. You're a troll, this, and that. And it got really tense on that bus. And if it wasn't North Korea, I would absolutely have pushed him. Because I know that line. And if I take a punch, I'm not a badass. But it would suck. There's no question it would suck. It would suck to get punched. But it would still be funny. I could have pushed him a little bit further. But when I saw my guide was kind of tensed up, she wasn't coming in, or the male guide, to break it up. So I'm like, okay, I can't get into some kind of legal problem in North Korea. So I had to be like, he's like, whoa. And I'm not saying anything. So I did back down there, but it was pretty, and his fiance like flipped out on him later, and he was all like, and we were cool up till that. So he's one of those really kind of uptight people, and he flicked that switch. It was really scary. And it was just like, okay, if this wasn't North Korea, this would be a very different story. But yeah, that was a kind of intense moment. Yeah, some people just don't have a sense of humor, and also I'm annoying as fuck. So yeah, if you could own a gun in New York City, would you? Yeah, of course. It's a no-brainer. She actually she was one of those people who went to like space or whatever. She signed up to go to Mars. She was really funny. So the first day she's asking them for the ATM. It was I don't know what Death Grips is. No. Someone's got a copy of Dear Reader that they're looking through, so that's pretty cool. Okay, this has been going on 100 minutes. Thankfully, my congestion's almost gone, and thankfully, I don't have DOMS too badly from learning how to squat correctly yesterday. If anyone else has any last minute questions, um, only 100 more minutes. Fire 'em at me. If not, I'm going to bounce. Congestion is so hipster. I don't know what is okay. Tell me what people like about these live streams. Like, what do people like about these live streams? I'm probably gonna get Hop on. You're welcome, because I will be in Turkey with him, and I will fucking pitch a fit. I'm feeling great because I was really sick, and now it's down to just the congestion, which is annoying. But it's much better than like pain and fucking, whatever. Why not objectivist? Because I'm an anarchist, and Rand would say you can't be an objectivist and an anarchist. We get to talk to you, okay? Respond to my bullshit being ignored. I like them. We don't need to pay your book to know something about North Korea. You're so fucking... okay. You're so fucking interesting. That's why... It's garbage. This is garbage. Okay, so it's like a hangout thing. Okay. I've never talked to Rams Paul. It's not product placement. That's the copy I was using when I was making edits to the ebook, because the ebook had some mistakes. Why live stream? Who pay? It's fun because it's like if people want to super chat me and pay for my jeans, fine. Well, I don't feel like it's hanging out, because when I hang out with people as an introvert, it's one-on-one. So when the whole thing is screening really fast, it doesn't feel like I hang out on my end. Mr. Malice, have you ever used an N-word? Yeah, I co-authored D.L. Hughley's books. Pick a writer you'd have a drink with. No, start with Anthem. Start with Anthem! Pick a writer you'd have a drink with. Let's assume it's someone living. It's got to be Bret Easton Ellis. Yeah. I can't teach you the correct way to squat. Ask Wolf Strength on Instagram. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite song? If you could, I can convince my Young Americans for Liberty chapter to have you speak at my event. Would you be down? Of course. I love speaking on campuses. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love your Kenny moment when Stossel said the cameras are on. I don't know what you mean by that. What's a live talk? I don't know what you mean by that either. I did not see Chuck Palahniuk, who I like that he's transgressive. I don't like his books. They don't do it for me. Fight Club is, in my opinion, much better as a movie than as a book. Michael Wolff showed me a few moves. He told me how to deadlift correctly and how to squat correctly. I hadn't been to the gym in a couple of weeks, and as I told him, in my mind, I feel like anytime you work out, like if you don't work out for 2 weeks, your body's like a balloon and you're starting from scratch, which is not the same thing. Worst book you've read all the way through? There's a lot. I don't put down books. Like once I start, I finish them. So yeah. Oh, I did speak at a high school a couple of times, and let me read you one of the notes I got back. The teacher made all the students write. This is funny. Made all the students write thank you letters, which I kept because they meant a lot. They weren't just copy form, and it's like, oh, I hope you feel better. No, they all actually put thought into it, and one of them was really funny. And let me pull it up. Why is it not coming up? Come on. My Facebook frozen. Come on. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Hold on a second. My Facebook is not coming up. Am I frozen? No. I can't seem to access my Facebook. Okay, there's my Facebook. I gotta read you this. This is hilarious. There's a girl in the front row, and I was asking her what she would want to do for a living, and she was like mortician, and I fucking had a field day with her. Albums, and then she wrote back, hold on, it's worth the cover photos. She wrote, Dear Michael Malice, thank you for coming in and speaking to our class. You are a very funny guy, even though your racial comment towards me didn't apply to me since I'm not Hispanic. So that was good. So it's not racist if she's not really Hispanic. I talked about um, just like basically how to make it and how to persevere, I think, and just tips on career stuff. That was a lot of fun. I really got to figure out a way to have my screen open while I tweet. I really need to figure out a way to do that. That would be a lot of fun. My son-in-law came in with chocolates. Oh, I didn't remember him mentioning the cameras were going. No, I only have one monitor. One big monitor that my friend Paul gave me. So thank you, Paul. Great guy. He also bought me a nice dinner for my birthday not that long ago. Why wouldn't I only use... okay, bacon. Oh, is the pink chocolate good? Bacon needs to be firm. I don't like fatty meats at all. But I hate it when it's burnt. So I would prefer it chewy rather than crispy, but I don't like the chewy fat part. But it's got to be just a little pink. Oh, those variant Sour Patch Kids. Yeah, I tried the menthol ones, which were kind of weird and good. I don't like the tropical ones at all. I just don't like fatty food. I think as a kid, it kind of upset my stomach, so I just can't handle it. Um, I'm not gonna get a second monitor just to this guy. I know I could do it through OBS to kind of show the screen. It also doesn't feel like a hangout because I'm the only one talking. You know what I mean? All I hear is the sound of my own voice. So that's, kind of weird. Get a second monitor, doctor. I don't have room on this desk for a second monitor. This monitor's pretty wide. I don't even know what Dota is. I love... Ketchup might be one of my favorite foods. I couldn't eat only Indian food. I would die. What's Dota? What you... It's also not a hangout when you people are just talking about things I have no idea what they are. I need to book your little Slav ass from my high school. How many shekels? Would you take a bullet for Trump? No. Okay. Keep good. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's no more questions really. I will... This room's crowded enough. One monitor is plenty. It's fine. Sam a flange. That's pretty funny. Okay. Why? Okay, let me look up death grips because everyone keeps talking about death grips. Death grips. Death grips. I don't have to highlight it. I can just search for it. Oh, I know what I should show you. I know what I should show you. They look kind of mainstream. They've got a lot of likes. I know what I should show you. Hazlitt or Sowell for noobs? Hazlitt. Easy. Okay, when I was 4 or 5, I just remembered this. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you all. When I was 4 or 5, I don't understand where this comes from. Makes no sense. I collected soap So I have all these soaps in their packages from like 1981. And I have that box. I have to get it out and show my fucking childhood soap collection. It is the weirdest, most aspy thing ever. I don't know what it was. I was obsessed with logos. So, yeah. This is... It's... Yeah. So, it could be some kind of Holocaust thing. It's just amazing. I have the Kamei. It wasn't... And I have like a lot of the weird sculpted scopes. I know I had some of the Shirt Tails soaps, which was a cartoon from back then. They're all there. And thank God we kept them. No. I meant like fucking Ivory. And like Irish Spring I know is in there. It is so weird. Dove isn't soap technically. It's a beauty bar. Full bars of soap in their packaging. What's the book to the right of Dear Reader? Oh, it's a Dungeons & Dragons book. It's terrible. Yeah. No, my parents bought me soap at the supermarket. It is so, it makes no sense. I know I've got zest in there. I'm positive. I've got lava in there. It is so... Yeah, it's so weird. It is so... It's not even a gift. I was just asking them for it. I don't use straps for deadlift. I use the switch grip. Do you believe in secret societies, or are they BS? I don't think they're BS, but they're not as powerful as people think. I think there's just a natural a collegiality among elites. And oh my God, I'll show you something else, so you'll know I'm not lying about the soap. And this is absolutely hilarious. Give me 30 seconds. Trust me, this is totally fucking worth it. Okay. Y'all ready? You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. Okay? Besides the soap, I also bought one bottle of shampoo. And the thing about this shampoo, when I was like 4 or 5, you see it says 4 blonde shades. I thought if you have this soap, it makes you blonde. Because it's 4 blonde shades. It doesn't show? Where do I gotta put it? So... Oh, it's worse than the soaps because this bottle hasn't been opened since 1980. It's evaporated over all these years. And you can look at these fucking haircuts that these fucking broads have. Let me open this up. I haven't opened this since 1980. Oh, the bottle's filling up. The bottle's opening up. Oh my God. That smells fine. And now I have cancer. Let's see the texture. Oh my God, it's total paste. It's totally a paste. Yeah. I'm gonna be buried with this. So, why would I drink soap? Head on. Yeah, this is head on. Apply directly to your forehead. Head on. Apply directly to your forehead. Yeah. So I told you that like I've got some. Yeah, it's funny. You forget about what you have. How many shades of autism have for all of them? So what else do I have that I can show you guys? I have all my note. Yeah. So I don't think I'm a hoarder. Like all hoarders say, I'm not a hoarder. I'm a collector. This might be one of the weirdest things I have. You know what else I'll do is in elementary school in fifth grade, I got the yearbook signed by everyone, and I should read that at my next um, live stream. I'll do that. That's what I'll do. I'll read from my then in junior high I had one. I can read through all those. I have stacks of newspapers. It's newspapers that had articles about me. I kept them. Um, 80s soap collection. Yeah. I'll show you the Jonestown lapel pin. Here it is. I can never tell where I should hold it up. Higher? There, you can see it. Oh, here, I'll put it in front of my forehead so you can definitely see it. Good times. It's the Flavor Aid Man with Jim Jones's face. So, what should I do with this? Like, literally, what should I do with this? There's got to be something we can do with this that's fun. I'm never throwing away those soaps. Are you kidding me? I kept those soaps since before I could read. Yeah. Shampoo a corpse. This is Clairol. They exist. Let's see if Clairol still makes shampoo. I should tweet at them. Hold on. Let me see if Clairol still makes shampoo. Yeah, they still do. I gotta tweet at them. Let me see if they are on Twitter. I'm gonna put this photo of my soap on Instagram, and then hilarity will ensue. Yeah. I went blonde once. It didn't look that good. Um, yeah, I gotta put this on my Insta. That's a no-brainer. How do objectivists handle the contradiction about promoting small government liberty? I mean, that is the big contradiction objectivism, comparing small government and property rights. Rand talked about voluntary taxation. In my view, Galt's Gulch is clearly an anarchist society. They talk about it being very objective law and blah blah blah. At the end of the day, they're defending the state, and it makes it's very very hard place to land on. Um, Oh, Jedi Bear, that's a good idea. I should just have it on my desk at I don't want to just take this out of my house because it's so cool. Okay, so next time, um, those soaps have sentimental value. Yeah. Next time I'm on, I will go through that. Um, hold on a second. I might even have it here. I've got 2 file cabinets in my house, motherfucker. No. You owe us an embarrassing pair of trousers for the money raised the other day still. I showed this like 3 times during this episode. Pay it and it's on my Instagram as well. I will read through, which I haven't read since like high school. I will read through my elementary school book of signatures to me. That will be, I think, a lot of fun for people. So yeah. Oh, they're not N-word pants, they're swastika pants, which I'm not doing it. Okay, let me look for it. Hold on a second. I know exactly where it should be. Look what I have. It was Erica Holzer who wrote the script that Rand copy edited. She wrote me a letter about the script. Painting made from the paste so the art smells nice. I don't know what that means. Here we have... What's this? Oh, I forgot I had this. What is this? Hold on. Oh, it's a manuscript I had of Edith Nesbit, from Edith Nesbit that was never published, in a contract of hers. I forgot I had this. From my favorite writer, E. Nesbit. Okay. Wow, when you're a collector and you forget you have stuff. So this can you see that? And in this we have Rand's handwritten pencil notes. Here you go. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool. And 1 second, let me get the elementary school thing. Have you read None Dare Call Conspiracy? Wait, that does sound familiar. Why do I know that name? No, I have not read it. Folks, I got it. I got it. This is before my next live stream. PS312, the autograph book that people signed back to me when I was 10, I guess. And I haven't read it since. From 1987. Yeah, it's all in here. So next live stream, I'm going to go through this. Dated until you get laid. Wow. I don't remember. I'm not kidding. It says that. That is funny. I didn't know that term then, I didn't think. All right. So now I know what to do in the next live stream. Oh, wait. Wait. Favorite author, Edward Eger. Favorite song, Walk Like an Egyptian. Favorite sport, swimming. Hero, Alexander the Great. That makes no sense to me. I never liked him, as far as I can remember. College, Columbia. Profession, lawyer. How do I overcome my debilitating fear of eye contact? That's a really bad one. What you need to do is... It's just willpower. Just willpower. You have to fucking do it. You have the power to tell yourself, I don't have to live like this anymore. And there's literally nothing bad that can happen. And stare at people till they get uncomfortable, and then they say something. You realize, okay, they said something, nothing happens. Motto, winning is everything. This is 5th grade. 5th grade. I put myself as brightest and wittiest. Wow. The handwriting of these kids is terrible. If you can't read Chinese, fold this. Thank you for letting me be your robot. Have a good time in Huddy. What the fuck? Love always, Michelle Tilly Godzorlinga. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, I will see you guys soon. Oh, wow. Let me just read one more. Michael, Rosa, red, violets are blue, best wishes ahead of you. This kid was the first kid I knew had autism. We didn't know it at the time. Good luck and Roy Man. Have a nice. And that was crossed out. That was pretty funny. The soaps I gotta dig for. Good luck. You won't need it. I hope you like it. Love, Hillary Smith. Huh. Okay. I will see y'all... Fuck, 2 hours of this bullshit. I will see y'all soon. I don't know where the soaps are. There's a few boxes, so yeah. And I hope you had fun. I am gonna lock this for the Patreon people. Sorry. But take care, and yeah, we'll do this again soon.